Well, the weather outside is, well, weather. All right, let's go ahead and jump into it. Here we go. What's going on, YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video, and I'm just checking in on you. What's going on? How you doing? Now, today is June the 4th, and this is going to be your weekly vendor reset and must-buys. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn. Don't forget to hit that like. Subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comments section below. But we're going to start off here in Washington, D.C., and then we will finish up in New York City. Our first vendor is going to be the Base of Ops vendor. Here we go. Now, starting off at the top, we have the Cherished. This is the named Habsburg Guard chess piece with perfect trauma. And this week, it comes with max hazard and health. Going to the weapons, we have a Police UMP with swap speed and reformation. A F2000, ooh, with damage to targets. This is a good F2000. All right. I mean, we're starting off pretty strong. This is only the third item of the video. But pick up this F2000 right now. Damage to targets out of cover. That's exactly what you want on that weapon. And then just change the talent for whatever talent you want. It does not matter. Whatever best goes with your playstyle. You could go Optimist. You could go Ranger. You could go whatever it is you want. I mean, you could even save Sadist on here and use it for like a Ridgeway's Pride Wicked build or something like that. But this is a good AR to pick up. So the F2000 at the Base of Ops, pick it up right meow. Moving on, we have the Prophet. This is the named Magnum with Perfect Determined. And this week it comes with headshot damage. Looking at the gear items, we have a Araldi backpack with skill haste status effects and combined arms. And finally, a Overlord chess piece with skill damage status effects and glass cannon. Looking at the mods, we have crit chance 4.4, drone damage 4.2, turret plus 1 extra sniper, and sticky bomb burn duration of 4%. Now, must-buys, things to look for from the Base of Ops. I would definitely say check out the F2000 damage to targets at a cover. Just change whatever talent you want on there and then optimize. All right, so that is it for the Base of Ops vendor. Let's run over here to the Countdown and Clan vendors. Remember that the Countdown and Clan vendors are in DC and New York City. So we're just going to check them out right now while we are in DC. Here we go. Countdown vendor. Yo, the gift right now. Pick up the gift right now, Countdown vendor. Wow. This is a PvP exclusive backpack with perfect vigilance, and it comes with headshot, which goes with the one piece of Providence. So you get to double up on that headshot. What I would do is just recalibrate that health off for crit chance, and you could go crit chance headshot. That would be perfect, especially if you run 2 pieces of Providence, which would give you headshot and crit chance. So this is a great backpack to pick up. If you do not have it, please pick it up right now at the Countdown vendor. Now, the remaining named items, we have the Grudge with damage to targets out of cover. This is a great weapon as well. Perfect Vindictive gets slept on. All you have to do is take out an enemy that has a status effect, and you have 18% crit chance and crit hit damage from that talent. It's really nice. Damage targets out of cover, that's a good one. And finally, we have the Courier. This is the named Habsburg Guard backpack with perfect creeping death. And this week it comes with repair skills and skill damage. I would say definitely though, pick up the gift or check out the Grudge. Both of those really good. All right, let's get out of here. Moving on to the Clan vendor. Man, this weather. I wish we could toggle it on like this the whole time. I would much rather play the Division 2 in heavy weather the entire time. All right, here we go. Shout out to the DoD Disciples of Doom. We are on all platforms. Now, if you are interested in joining the DoD, just check out my Discord server. So go to my YouTube channel, go to the About Me, and you will see the Discord link. Click on that, and you will join my Discord server. We have LFG tabs in there. We have clan recruitment tabs in there. We have build questions in there. We have people looking to help with Hunter Mask. Everything is in that Discord server. So again, if you're interested in joining the DoD or just, hanging out with other people in the Division 2, check out my Discord. And with that being said, let's talk about the clan vendor.
Nice to see you, Agent.
Starting off at the top, we have the new Reliable. This is the named RPK with perfectly optimized, and it comes with stability. Looking at the gear set items, we have Ortiz holster with skill damage, Striker's chest piece with weapon handling, and Aces and Eights gloves with skill haste. Looking at the high-end items, we have a Stoner LAMG with swap speed and sledgehammer, an X45 with max crit hit damage and close and personal, a Raldi holster with weapon handling and explosive resistance, classic M44 carbine with magazine sizing and ranger, and finally for the weapons we have the PP19 with ranger and health damage. Looking at the gear items, we have Fenris holster with armor regen and skill haste, and a 511 backpack with health, skill haste, and adrenaline rush. Looking at the mods, we have disorient resistance 8.9, repair skills 16.6, repair skills again. Come on with this right here. Check this out. So we have two different mods here. The difference is just 5 credits. The funny thing about this is for the 5 credits, you actually get 0.6% more repair skills. So it's very beneficial to just pick up the 17.2 repair skills. And finally, we have drone +2 extra bombs. Now, must-buys, things to look for from the clan vendor. I actually do not like any of these. All right, let's move on. So the Countdown vendor had the gift, which was amazing. The Base of Ops vendor had that F2000, which was amazing. So now let's go over to the west side, and then we will double back east. Our first stop is going to be the campus settlement. Now, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. Support the channel by subscribing. We are now 1,100 subs away from 100K. So if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe and ring that notification bell. That way you don't miss any of my daily Division videos. All right, here we are, campus settlement. And this weather is nice. I'm digging it. All right, here we go. Starting with the White Death. This is the named marksman rifle with that maxed out headshot damage. Now this one comes with rate of fire and naked. No, thank you. Moving on, we have a M700 carbon with health damage and strained, followed by a Negev with optimal range and stabilize. Looking at the gear items, we have a Brazos mask with hazard and repair skills, and a Cheska holster with headshot and explosive resistance. Looking at the mods, we have skill duration 8.5, chem launcher duration 4.3, hive reviver armor 8.2, pulse health 14.7, and finally trap duration of 5.7. Now must-buys, things to look for from the campus settlement. Nah, this is, yeah, it's a bust. Okay. So the clan and the campus settlement vendors were both a bust. But fingers crossed, hopefully these DZ vendors have something worth picking up. And speaking of which, DZ vendors. So all of your Dark Zone vendors require DZ resources to purchase any of those items. So to double check your DZ resources, just go to your inventory, toggle over to your resources, and just above the keys, you will see your Dark Zone resources. For example, I'm sitting here at 81 out of 999, which means if I find anything I want to pick up, I need to go back into the Dark Zone and either pick up the little blue boxes to put DZ resources into my inventory, or I have to deconstruct contaminated items and extract them to make them into DZ resources. But either way, that is how you get that currency. And now let's talk to the vendor. DZ West. Here we go. Starting with the Baker's Dozen with damage to targets out of cover. That is a great rifle. Perfect lucky shot, of course. But you could get a normal classic M1A with the same attributes and put flatline on it and hit a hell of a lot harder. So I would pass on the Baker's Dozen. It was good back in the day, but now with flatline, it's alright. Moving on, we have a M870 with swap speed and pumped up. And then finally, there we go. A classic M1A, damage targets at a cover, and then just change that talent to flatline. You're good to go. This is a really good classic M1A. I would pick this one up before getting that Baker's Dozen. Looking at the gear items, we have Umbra gloves with weapon handling, Hot Shot knee pads with health, Wyvern gloves with skill haste and headshot damage, and finally, Sokolov Concern knee pads with crit hit damage and weapon handling, but you could easily just recalibrate that weapon handling to crit chance and have double crit Sokolov knee pads right there. Looking at the mods, we have Protection from Elites, 11%, Seeker Mind skill haste, 4.8, Shield deflector damage, 4.2, Firefly speed, 8.1, and decoy duration of 6.0. Now, must-buys, things to look for from DZ West. The classic M1A, all day. All day. All day. All right. Let's take our talents down south to the DZ South. Here we go. Gotta drink my coffee. Woo! Before I lose my voice. All right, here we go. DZ South. And just a reminder, the Golden Bullet Global Event is active right now, so check it out. And here we are, DZ South. Yo! Oh, man, weapon handling and skill haste. Come on, dude. This is a great backpack, the Matador. This is going to be something that so many people are looking for. However, the attributes really, really, really suck. Weapon handling and skill haste on perfect adrenaline rush. No, thank you. Not at all. Not now. Not tomorrow. Not never. All right, moving on. We have a enhanced AUG with magazine size and flatline. That could work. All you would have to do is recalibrate the magazine size for damage targets at a cover and have a lot of fun. The enhanced AUG does hit hella hard. That could be nice. Moving on, we have a FAL with crit hit damage and fast hands. And finally, a PX4 Storm Type T with finisher and stability. Looking at the gear items, we have a Cavalier backpack with hazard. That's nice. Heartbreaker chest piece with weapon handling. Habsburg Guard backpack with hazard, skill damage, and composure. And finally, Overlord chest piece with weapon handling, armor regen, and explosive delivery. Looking at the mods, we have crit chance 4.6, drone health 8.3, turret duration 5.7, and sticky bomb skill haste of 4.3. Now, must buys, things to look for from DZ West. Man, I'm really disappointed about that Matador, but it is here. There's just really maybe. All right, here's a what if scenario. What if you put it on a SMG build, which already has a lot of crit chance? You could then get away with having the weapon handling and then just recalibrate the skill haste for crit hit damage. And then you could have weapon handling for your SMG that gives you faster reload speeds and things like that. But then you are going to be missing out on that crit chance. But if you already have max crit chance, it wouldn't really matter. So then you're only like really, I don't know, sacrificing something like headshot or something. I don't know. It could work. It could. But I don't know. That weapon handling is a big deterrent. Okay. So that is it for DZ South. Before we go to DZ East, we need to make a pit stop to the castle settlement. Now, just a reminder, go to the descent entrance. That way you don't have to run all the way through the settlement. And you can run right over here and pet Ransom before Ransom starts to run away. Whoa! Did you see that dog? That dog just jumped. He almost just gave me a hug like a freaking bear. That was cool. All right, here we go. Castle settlements. Starting with the designated hitter, this is the named marksman rifle with perfect reformation, and it comes with swap speed. Following that, we have a SRS-A1 with crit chance and sadist. And finally, a M249 Bravo with crit hit damage and steady-handed. Looking at the gear items, we have Lingmo Mask with headshot and armor regen, and Murakami Holster with repair skills and hazard protection. Looking at the mods, we have Skill Haste 10.1, Chem Launcher +1 ammo, Hive Duration 4.1, Pulse Radius 8.8, and Trap Duration of 4.1. Now, must-buys, things to look for from the campus settlement. The castle settlement. Again, nothing really. I mean, even the headshot region on Lingmo, it's just not my cup of tea. All right. So that's it for the castle. Let's jump over to DZ East and finish up our Dark Zone vendors. Remember, go to the Alpha checkpoint. You don't need to go to the main entrance for DZ East because that main entrance will require you to run all the way through the courtyard, where if you just fast travel here to the Alpha checkpoint, yeah, you'll hit a double loading screen. Dude, I cannot stop with these burps. I apologize. I'm like sitting here trying to talk and these burps are just coming right out. My bad. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right, here we go. DZ East. Yo, oh, dude. Explosive resistance. Dude. I was about to say this is going to be like the best vendor reset ever, but it's not. We're getting good items, but these attributes are so abysmal. This is the claws out. This is a perfect holster for those bonk builds. If you remember, I don't know, a couple months ago, I dusted off the bonk builds and then showed everyone how to do, melee builds. This is the perfect holster for that. However, I use the claws out with either hazard or armor regen. That way I can change the skill tier to an armor core. You can still change the skill tier to an armor core here, but you're not going to have hazard and you're not going to have armor regen. So I don't know how you feel about that. Explosive resistance is really not needed unless you're going up against like a freaking mortar build. But even then, on a bonk build, it wouldn't matter. You'd still die because it's a mortar. So it is a great named holster. However, I don't want to recommend this just because the attribute is just really bad. Same with the Matador. The Matador was a great named backpack. I would usually highly recommend it to everybody, but the attributes, just like here, they're just not worth it, in my opinion. Moving on, we have a SR1 with optimal range and sledgehammer, and a classic M60 with swap speed and frenzy. Looking at the gear items, we have Umbra Mask with crit chance, not bad. Hardwired holster with headshot. Petrov Mask with weapon handling and repair skills. And finally, a Wyvern holster with crit damage and headshot damage. Looking at the mods, we have repair skills 15.8, chem launcher damage 4.3, hive health 7.7, pulse cone size 6.4, and trap duration of 4.1. Now, must-buys, things to look for from, where are we? DZ East. The claws out is, okay. If you want to try out a bonk build, go for it. Try this one out. It's not going to change your melee damage at all, so you're still going to be able to bonk everybody. It's just without hazard or armor regen, the survivability is just a little bit less than it would be with those other attributes. But I would pick this one up and just change the skill tier to an armor and then throw it on your bonk build. You have some fun. The Umbra Mask with crit chance isn't bad, but that's about it. Okay. So we are done with the Dark Zones, and our last vendor of Washington, D.C. is going to be the theater. Now, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up, support the channel, you know the whole spiel. Dude, we're getting really close to 100K, and I have no idea what I want to do for that celebration. It's going to be interesting. Let's see here. So the theater. Here we go. Starting with the Artist Tool. This is the named rifle with perfect rifleman, and it comes with headshot damage, which you would want for this particular named item. So this is pretty much perfect. Just pick it up, max out the rifle damage, good to go. I personally would go with damage targets at a cover, but I understand headshots, perfect rifleman, it's all about headshots. Next, we have a Tactical Super 90. Yo, damage to targets at a cover. Yo, this is a godly shotgun with Optimist as well. This is nasty. Yo, you could pick the... Dude, I would pick up 2 of these. Pick up 2 of these. And here's why, all right? Just hear me out. You could run around with 2 shotguns. 2 shotguns, all right? The first shotgun, you're going to switch Optimist off for Flatline, all right? So that's your first shotgun. First shotgun, Tactical Super 90, put Flatline on there, okay? Your secondary shotgun, the exact same thing, this Tactical Super 90, but keep Optimist on there. Now, hear me out. The reason being is on your secondary shotgun, just leave 1 or 2 left in the magazine. That way you already have Optimist procced. And then shoot out everything from your flatline shotgun. And then whatever is left on that enemy, switch over to the Optimist. Boom, boom. And they're out. See what I mean? Perfect. Moving on, we have a lightweight M4 with Future Perfect and headshot damage. For the gear items, we have Douglas and Harding gloves with health and armor regen, and Walker Harris knee pads with crit hit damage and hazard. You could easily just recalibrate the hazard off for crit chance and have double crit Walker knee pads. So that's Walker knee pads and Sokolov Concern knee pads in today's video that you could make double crit all red. And looking at the mods, we have Disrupt Resistance 8.6, Seeker Mine Damage 4.3, Shield Holstered Regen 4.1, Firefly Skill Haste 6.1, and Decoy Duration of 6.0. Now, must-buys, things to look for from the theater. The Tactical Super 90 all day, and the Walker and Harris you could turn into double crit, or you could change that weapon damage core to an armor and go crit hazard. All right. And that, my dear agents, is that. So let's go over to New York City and let's finish this sucker up. And we have 2 more vendors, just 2. So we have Marco at the top of the escalator, and then we have Roy Benitez. Now, over here at Marco, we usually get a good weapon or 2. Let's see what he has this week. All right, Marco. So starting off at the top, we have the AUG. This is the AR version with swap speed and in sync. Following that, we have a SOCOM Mark 20 with rate of fire and determined. A military M870, nice. Never mind. With crit hit damage and eyeless. And finally, a officer's M9A1 with crit hit damage and optimist. Looking at the gear items, we have Uzina backpack with protector, skill haste, and hazard. Palisade Steelworks gloves with armor regen and weapon handling. And finally, Badger Tough holster with crit hit damage and weapon handling. You could easily just recalibrate that weapon handling off for crit chance and have Badger Tough double crit holster. This is a really good one to have for those shotgun builds, including, the Scorpio, even that M870 and Super 90 that I showed you earlier. Looking at the mods, we have Shock Resistance 8.5, Disrupt Resistance 8.6, Turret +1 Extra Mortar, Firefly Speed 7.8, and Sticky Bomb Duration of 6.3. Now, must-buys, things to look for from Marco. I would say the Badger Tough, turn it into double crit, optimize it, and put it in your stash. All right. And that leads us to our last vendor of the video, Roy Benitez. Oh, but wait. Make sure you pet the dog. Interact with the dog twice. The first one is just normal, but that second one, the second one's going to be random, so let's see. Oh. Oh, is he going to roll over? Nope, almost. Yo, the people are doing lawn work. They are really loud right now. It feels like my house is shaking. All right. Apologies. Here we go. Roy Benitez, the last vendor. Starting with the converted SMG9 with magazine size and fast hands. Following that, we have a classic M44 carbine with swap speed and breadbasket. A Marine Super 90 with, another. This is a good one. Another Super 90. This one, the Marine Super 90. Preservation, I would just take preservation off. Put that with flatline. Dude, you could buy that one, and then the other one just keep Optimist. They're the same shotgun, just different variants with the same attributes. Just make one flatline and one Optimist. Not bad at all. Following that, we have a M1911 with steady-handed and optimal range. For the gear items, we have Wyvern chest piece with crit chance, repair skills, and glass cannon. A Cheska pair of gloves with crit chance and hazard. That's really good, actually. And Cheska mask with armor regen and skill haste. Looking at the mods, we have Headshot 7.4, crit chance 4.6, turret damage 4.1, chem launcher duration 4.3, and trap shock radius of 5.8. The Marine Super 90, really good. Roy Benitez. And the Cheska pair of gloves. You could do this two different ways. You could keep the hazard on there and go hazard crit, switch the weapon damage to an armor core, or you could switch the hazard to crit hit damage and have double crit. Either way, great pair of gloves. I would pick up two just to have one double crit and then one ready for like a hazard build. But that's it, everyone. That is your weekly vendor reset and must-buys for today, June the 4th. Now, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up, support the channel. You know the whole spiel. And I am Kamikazevondoom. I hope you take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.